Welcome to the Hypnolady show. I'm Maureen Pisani, your host, and here we will discuss all sorts of topics regarding life, its problems, complementary modalities that help, and what to do to empower yourself on a daily basis. We will discuss all kinds of modalities and how and why they give you results and what you can do to have a better today every day. As we go through episode by episode, I will be discussing all kinds of topics, but remember, I will never highlight a problem without offering you a solution. So make sure you listen all the way. Fair? Ready? Good. Let's go. Well, hello and welcome to the Hypnolady show. I'm Maureen Pisani, your host. Welcome. Today we are going to talk about past lives and past life regression. So the first question that's popping into your mind is, really? I thought she was Catholic. Yes, I am. But here's the deal. If I'm a mechanic and I own a Hyundai and I only have tools for Hyundais, am I not missing out on helping all the other kinds of vehicles? So, as a hypnotherapist, my role in your life is to serve you. As a hypnotherapist, to serve you at my best, I have to know all the other techniques. Because here's the disclaimer. Past life regressions only happen on people who believe in them. If you don't believe in past lives, it doesn't matter what I do. You're never going to go there because it's not part of your library. But if you do believe in past lives or the possibility of past lives, then we can use that tool, the past life regression therapy tool, to help you resolve things. Which brings us to the question, why do people want past life regressions? Well, many things. Some people have a fear that they don't understand why the fear is there. Some people have a reaction, a response that's inexplicable. There was a case for a young lady in today's day and age. If she found out you owned cotton, anything in cotton, she would stop talking to you. She would disown you. She'd walk away from you. That's an inexplicable response. Or if you have, and I know some of you had this, you meet someone, you meet them for 10 minutes, but your heart's telling you, you know them. You know them from a long time ago. You know how they're going to respond. You know how they're going to feel. There's a connection that is inexplicable. Or situations keep happening. Or something horrible happened that you just can't make sense. A lot of people come with, I have this and I need to find out why. So, past lives. Past lives are very different. Past life regression is very different than current age regression. And I need to make the distinction here because they're two completely different things. Past life regression is safe to do. Current age regression, please be very cautious. There is something called false memory syndrome. This has been researched. There have been studies made, studies where people who had an impeccable history were with full intention hypnotized and asked certain questions, and every single time the unconscious mind created false memories. So if you come to me and you tell me, I have a beef with Napoleon, I'm fine with that because he's done. But if you go through a current age regression and somehow your unconscious mind creates this scenario where Uncle so-and-so did this, or Auntie so-and-so did this, or Grandpa or Grandma, whoever the victim is, you can never shake it off. You can never come out of hypnosis and say, oh, that didn't happen, because you felt it. So with false memory syndrome, please be cautious. I personally would warn you to not. Don't go down that pathway. Just don't open that can of worms because you can never close it. If you have these false memories that you feel came up, so now they're memories, and you point to somebody, you've ruined their life, you've ruined their reputation, you can never take it back, you can never clean that blemish. And personally speaking, that's too high of a risk. The unconscious mind will never do what Google does. At some point, you will ask Google, it says no results found. Your unconscious mind never does that. So it'll give you something to fill in the gap. It'll collate from all sorts of kinds of information, and give you the story your mind is asking. So please don't do it. Past life regression. We can go as many times as you'd like. I have people who say specifically, I want to find out the first time this happened. I want to first find out the first time I fell in love with my husband, the first time I fell in love with my wife. And there's your story. We take you in and you find out all the answers. I have others who tell me, well, I just want to find out who I was because I know I wasn't Cleopatra, so maybe I was her maidservant. Maybe you were one of the Cossacks. Maybe you lived the French Revolution. Maybe you were one of the Incas. Who knows? Either way, past life regressions are informative, educational, give you answers. You get that aha moment. With past life regressions, by the way, it's interactive. While you're in hypnosis, you're speaking out. And while you're out speaking out, you're giving answers. So how do we experience a past life? There are 4 ways. The first one is you look at a static image. So it's almost like you look at this cover, the Conquering Crisis cover, you see the guy on the mountaintops. It's not moving, but you can tell me the story behind it because you're the guy on the mountaintops. And you can tell me how you came to be there, and you can tell me what all the emotions are. That's level 1. Level 2 would be watching a movie. The movie's moving, interactive, and you're telling me what you're watching. The third way you can experience a past life is if you're in a doorway and the activity is happening in the room. And you can again share with me. And then the fourth way is to be in the body. And when you're in the body, you feel. So if you're pushed into the lake, you're going to feel wet and cold. If you're kicked out of the walls of the city, you're going to feel the heat and the dust from the desert. You're going to feel. However, if you're about to go into a scenario that you really don't want to experience physically, flip it. You switch back and forth at the speed of thought. So past lives give you understandings, insights, deep knowings. And there are people who tell you, I have this pain, I don't really understand. I mean, there's thousands of studies. Somebody with this inexplicable cough, and the cough has no medical reason. And then they put this lady in hypnosis, and she found out, because the question was, take me to the first time the cough started. What is the cause for the cough? And it turns out she was hanged. And she went through the experience, the connection happened, the dots were connected, the cough disappeared. There's millions of places where you can talk, and according to where we are, Eastern tends to be more into reincarnation. If I was having a discussion with an Indian person, they would be totally open because reincarnation is part of their life. However, I'm talking about reincarnation in the Bible Belt in the States, that's not going to fly too well. But come from a space. What is it? There's a pain. There's a pain in my side. I just don't know what it is. My liver's fine, my gallbladder's fine, but I don't know what it is. And then you take them into a past life, and guess what? They were stabbed there. It happens unbelievably often. There are people who have something called, it's fascinating, something called spontaneous past life memories. So I know of a case where a lady, American, born and raised in America, went with her daughters, who were older teenagers, 18, 19, to England. And they went on vacation, and it was summertime. And they went into this exhibit of a museum where they had to go underground to see this particular exhibit. And as she, completely coherent, by the way, no alcohol involved, no marijuana involved, everything, she was clean and sober. She goes downstairs with her daughters, and they're wearing jeans and a t-shirt. And she, without warning, starts scooping up and grabbing thin air. And the daughters are looking at her like, Mom, what's going on? And she turned around and said, I have to, my skirts will get dirty. Now the kids are starting to freak out because she's looking like she's losing her mind. And she keeps picking up her skirts because her skirts are going to get dirty. And then as the leader of the group pauses, she goes, oh, if you go over there and over here, to the right and to the left, you're going to find that. And they had never been in England before. So the tour guide humors her and goes where she said, and they found what she said. So she comes to me with oh my God, what happened? And it was that there were too many coincidences. She was at the right time at the right place for the right memory to pop up. But that is rare. What usually happens is and this is the chicken and the egg kind of scenario. There's people who are incredibly interested in the French Revolution or pre-French Revolution, almost like from Louis XIV, the Sun King onwards. And then they find out that they had a past life. Now, the question is, were they interested in that time frame because they had the past life? Or were they so interested in the time frame that they learned so much and then the past life happened there? Here's the question. If the question the client came in was answered and they have a better today every day, who's to say it wasn't true? I won't, because I'm not in that field. By the way, if we have to have the existential discussion as to when are we going to find out if past lives are true, when we die. That's the only time we're going to have all the answers to all the questions. So while we're here with our feet grounded, touching the planet, and we're simply mere mortals, personally speaking, if I can make an impact and help someone, if I can ease the pain, if I can shift a betrayal as they're paying their karma and the person gets a better today, I'm kind of okay with that. If you have questions, if you have controversial questions about past life regression, you know where to send them. thehypnoladyshow.com, contact Maureen, and I'll answer. In the meantime, remember, by the way, stay in this life. This is the one that you can actually control everything on, and you can allow that the possibilities are there, and you can allow that you're coming in with this insight. You can allow that maybe, who knows, it would be interesting. So I'm here for you. Send me whatever you need to at thehypnoladyshow.com, and I will be talking to you soon. But in the meantime, shine brightly and continue to be blessed. Bye-bye. It's been great having you with me. If you're interested in getting daily updates, just subscribe to this podcast, in which case it will pop up every single day for you to listen to. If you'd like me to bring up a certain topic or answer specific questions, reach out to me at thehypnoladyshow.com. Find Contact Maureen and send it over. Thank you for joining me. I really, truly appreciate you. If you enjoyed what's been shared today, feel free to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. That's it for me. I'm looking forward to talking with you tomorrow, but for now, shine at your brightest and continue to be blessed.